Oh, there you go. All right, we are live right now. Hello, it's very nice to see you. You're here at the American Geophysical Union annual fall meeting. How many AGUs have you gone to?
I've been going since probably 2000, so I've only missed a couple. So
that is
close to 20.
You must have a nice collection of people that you look forward to seeing every year.
You run into lots of people, you catch up on lots of things, and the one thing I have learned is I pace myself. I pace myself so I can make it to the end of the week.
I have this is my second, and it is very, very difficult. I get so excited. There's so much to see. There's so many UAF people here that I'm trying to connect with. At the end of the day, I always feel like there was more I could have done.
It's okay.
Tell my boss that. Well, she might be watching, so that's fine. You're doing the thing that, oh wait, let me make sure, I haven't clipped you here. Let me grab this before we continue, because people can hear me. I want to make sure they hear you as well. Okay, great. You're doing the ultimate end of science, turning science into tools that can be used. And you're looking at fire management tools?
Yes. So the fire managers needed a forecast of what kind of summer we would have in Alaska. They need it in March because that helps them decide how to allocate resources. If it looks like it's going to be a very fiery summer, they won't send things to the lower 48, or they'll ask for more items. And that logistical decision is very, very important. It costs a lot of money. So they need a forecast for the summer sometime in March. And now we have experimental seasonal forecasts that are being made with a multiple set of models that are publicly available. So these tools are there. But now trying to make products that are useful for the fire managers out of those forecasts is the challenge.
So there was a big wildfire, lots of news about it in California recently. Was that something that your models could have helped them predict, or?
Potentially. It's certainly the shorter term models. I haven't looked at California, so I don't know.
Right, but I just didn't know if it's
yes, these models could potentially, if they have enough what we call skill, ability to predict, in the models, they potentially could have said a few months in advance that it was going to be pretty dry in California. The models on a seasonal timescale wouldn't have told you that it was going to be very windy.
So that is the unknown.
That's something, a shorter timescale process.
Oh, no, that's great. So this makes me think of how hurricane models have developed over the decades.
Exactly. And so right now the skill is not great for Alaska, but that's okay. What it helps us do is it helps us identify where improvements need to be made. And one of our goals as part of this project and a continuing project is to, be able to tell the modeling centers, this is where we think the problems are, and working with them to improve the model. So it's coming full circle, so that 5 years from now 10 years from now, we can have a product that the fire managers
you gave yourself a little window there.
Give
yourself a little window.
Seasonal prediction is not easy. It's challenging, but it's something we got to get better at.
What is it like for you to sort of be starting out in this field of study?
Well, it's been fun for me because I became an atmospheric scientist for the reason of seasonal prediction. But it was 1986. I was in the Peace Corps, and there was a horrible drought in East Africa. So I switched my PhD from, instead of engineering, to be atmospheric science because I wanted to do seasonal predictions because my students couldn't pay their fees to go to high school. And so I really saw the human impact. And I feel like it's taken 30 years for me to be doing what I set out to do 30 years ago. So I'm excited, but it's challenging. And
one of the things your poster says is fires are getting bigger, but the fire season is staying the same.
So there seem to be more large fires.
Large fires.
There's more large fires occurring.
Yes. Not fires are bigger, but more large fires.
There's more acres burnt. There's more summers with large acres burnt over the last 15 years than we had in the 15 years before that. And we're still trying to figure out exactly what that is. We think with a warmer spring and the snow going away earlier, that allows for, Alaska, the soil can dry out pretty quickly. That could be it, but kind of the basic climate question is, what are the predictors of a warm, hot summer in Alaska? Is it sea surface temperature in the North Pacific, in the equatorial Pacific? So we're looking for those teleconnections, and when we need to understand those better, and that can help us with the seasonal forecast. We can use that statistical information with the dynamical forecast models to create a better forecast.
That's fascinating. So what's happening in the ocean thousands of miles away means is Fairbanks going to have a hot summer?
Yes, there are definitely links. We've established links between what's happening in the North Pacific and what happens in the spring. We don't have those links as clearly identified yet for the summer.
Has something happened where some firefighters have used one of your predictive models and it's worked yet?
They have not used them.
It hasn't happened
yet.
yet.
This March, we're going to put out our first official forecast.
Oh.
This idea of co-production where you talk to the people who have the needs and you go back and you figure out how you can do it, and scientists talking to the people who have the needs is a long process. So it's really taken 3 years for us to communicate better. And so this is an exercise in patience on both sides. So I think I feel like we're moving along, but it's
You've worked hard to get here, though,
yes.
And you're not giving up.
No, absolutely. Persistence pays off.
Fire is a threat to houses, lives, business, resource development, everything that Alaska is.
Yeah, I don't think anybody will argue that understanding fires and being better prepared for fires benefits everybody.
Thank you so much for taking a few minutes
Thank you.
to talk. I
It's
know
my pleasure.
your poster's been packed with people, so I know you're going to get back over there. Thank you.
Thank you.